a little bit. Ha ha ha. Evolution. Um,
I don't get it.
but
I'm sorry.
well, Charles Darwin. Never mind.
Okay, I get it.
Like
I get it.
uh, but it was. I mean, it was essentially the same game, just with more colors since Pokemon Red and Blue, just with different places and tons of different Pokemon. So it was kind of nice that they did that. A little bit more in-depth story. The Mega Evolutions, while I kind of wish that they were more permanent. You could like Mega Evolve during specific battles and stuff, like during battles if you did certain things. I can't remember exactly, but those were pretty cool. But I liked them a lot. I mean, if you like the Pokemon formula, it hasn't really changed at all. It's just gotten a little bit. It's just grown a little bit. Otherwise, it's you know, it's fire and water and grass, electric, all that stuff. But
So what do you? Did you ever do like the peripheral, like the Burger King had Pokeballs with like little
yeah,
medallions in it. There was the
yeah.
Pokemon trading card game, which was like Magic. Did you any of that stuff, or is that not for
Uh,
you?
yeah, I watched the TV show. I watched some of the movies. That first movie was really really emotional for 9-year-old Tom, uh, little Tommy at the time. That was really it was Mew versus Mewtwo. I cried a little bit. But the Pokemon like yeah the Happy Meal toys or whatever. I had a Poliwag, which you might not know what that is, but it's a crappy little uh like awful water Pokemon that I didn't really like, but it was still cool that I had a Pokeball. That was really the only thing I cared about, because I had that Pokeball. I could pretend like I was Ash and like throw it at stuff, like throw it at the dog, try and catch the dog or whatever.
Yeah, I
But
have no idea what you're talking about.
you're like Poliwag, what's wrong with you?
I
But
think my extent of Pokemon goes to World of Warcraft,
Pikachu,
pet battles in World of Warcraft. That's my extent of Pokemon, I guess.
like Pikachu. You got Pikachu.
I know Mew, and I know the ones from Super Smash Brothers. Let's go with that.
There
That's
you
that's
go.
that's about my extent. Pikachu,
But
Jigglypuff, Charizard, Charmander, Bulbasaur. I,
Lucario,
yeah, that guy, the weird tongue dude. Is that the tongue guy? But anyway,
Greninja. That is Greninja. He's a ninja
whatever.
frog water thing.
It's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry. All right, so
I everything Pokemon. Everything Pokemon. Growing up.
yes, I have a lot of friends that are like hardcore gamers that love Pokemon, but I'm just not one of them. I'm sorry, world, if you hate me for it, but it's just never
We
been my
all have
thing.
different
Yep,
opinions.
yep. So, Pokemon for Tom's number four. I guess that comes to me, right? So, number
Yep.
four, I toss back and forth between about two games. I will say the game that did not make it. These are two. I tried to make my list very different. Like I know Tom's is very like it's not saying it's different than his, just different as in like not every game's survival horror, not every game's a first person shooter, not every game's a RPG. And I really wanted a really good story game. And besides, Knights of the Old Republic, which was number six, I believe, for me. Yeah, number six. But Heavy Rain,
Oh,
Tom hates this game.
oh,
I
Jesus.
absolutely love every second of this game. But you love the Telltale games. That does not make any sense whatsoever. That you do not like
They're
Heavy Rain.
good.
Heavy
They're
Rain was
good.
amazing. I don't care what you say. I can point a finger at you, and you will like it. No, so Heavy Rain for me was just phenomenal. It was another reason. It was one of three reasons. I have owned three PS3s. I have got rid of all of them, but it was one of the reasons I bought a PS3, and I absolutely loved the game. Did you ever even play it, Tom, or did you just like play it for like 5 minutes and stop playing?
Heavy Rain. I played it at a friend's house in college, and my God, that game was awful. It's just the story was so bad, and the acting was so bad, and
I loved the story.
Jason, press X to say Jason.
You're looking at the worst
Jason.
possible part. You didn't get that. Whatever. I'm moving on. So Heavy Rain did not make it, but I did absolutely love it.
Good.
But there is a
Good call.
certain game that did make it, and well, it's called The Last of Us. And
Good game.
yes, so this game came out, I believe, 2013, wasn't it? But I did not own a PS3 at the time. I was in between PS3s, you could say. But I remember watching a couple of videos. It got like a 10 out of 10 in like 45 different magazines, and just I was like, okay, this game has my attention. I have to pick up another
Right.
PS3 and play this game again. but or I guess played this game for the first time. But
Right.
the thing that sold me on it was just how real it felt. Like you could feel, Joel and Ellie, like their connection that they had, and just like the mannerisms that Joel had and Ellie had. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel B movie. It felt like this was like a real movie that I was just watching. It was a really what's the best word to describe it? But the oops sold me
Really,
on it
really
was.
good.
Sorry, I hit
Really,
the wrong
really,
button.
really good.
Yes, it's really really good, but just the way that the storytelling went on and everything, it was phenomenal. I just could not stop playing. I think I beat the game in like 2.5 days. It was like a 16-hour game, but yeah, if you haven't played The Last of Us, you really need to consider playing it. Tom, did you play it on PS3 or did you just? I know you have the PS4 remastered version. I don't own a PS4, so I don't have that. Although it will be the first game I do buy for the PS4. But did you play it on PS3 or just the PS4?
Yeah, I played it on PS3 when it came out. I bought the PS4 version. I really haven't played it much. I actually played more of the multiplayer on PS4, just to kind of see what it was like, since I never played it on the PS3. But I am in agreement with you that this game is one of the best games ever. Like, the story is incredible. I really like the gameplay, the sneaking around. In games where there's stealth, I almost never use distraction stuff like throwing rocks or tapping walls and Metal Gear and stuff like that. But in this game, like, you have to. And it was really satisfying killing stuff. The story was incredible. The performances were some of the best. Like, it's not on my list, but I love the Uncharted games, and this is better than any of those. And those games were some of the most cinematic games you could ever play. So, yeah, I absolutely adore this game. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you see the trailer that's actually playing right now, the 2011 VGA trailer. I remember seeing this and I was like, I gotta play this game. It's cool. It's not too cliche. There's nothing going on, and I was like, in a world that was filled with Left 4 Dead and everything zombies, which this game does quote unquote have zombies, but I feel like it's a very fresh and new take on the zombies. But I remember seeing this and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm getting it. And then at the very end, you see the PlayStation logo, and I'm just like, no, 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 I can't do it. I can't make it. I can't play this game because it's on the PlayStation. But yeah, then it was like two years later it came out, but it was definitely well worth the wait. Every minute of it. But I did play the multiplayer, and it was pretty rough for me to play. It was one of those games like either you're really good at it or you're really bad at it.
Yeah.
I wasn't really good at it.
I'm not really good at it
I was
either.
pretty bad at it.
I was actually kind of surprised though how much fun it was. Like, it seems like something where it'd just be tacked on to this amazing single player game, but they actually put a lot of time into it, and it was, not necessarily my favorite type of game, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah,
It
they
was a lot better than I expected.
yeah, the multiplayer kind of added like the crafting element from the actual game, and it also implemented like a lot of the cover system and just the good shooting mechanics. Like I believe on WatchMojo.com, this got like the #1 spot for the best third-person shooter ever. I disagree because I don't really feel like this is a shooter.
Yeah.
When I think of a shooter, I think of like Call of Duty and stuff. But that's obviously first person. But this did not feel like a shooter. I mean, whenever I say the word clicker, the last thing I want to do is shoot a gun. I want to sneak around and shiv him in the back. Yeah, exactly. So that's my number 4. That's number 4. Yeah, that's number 4.
Nice.
So Tom, back to you. I do enjoy your number 3. It's not on my list, but what do you got?
Yeah, so my number 3 is Rock Band. I love this game so much. My best friend growing up lived 3 houses down the street from me. We played Rock Band with him and all of his siblings. We'd play that once I got Rock Band 2 one year. Once that game came out, we played that game nonstop. Every single day, we would spend hours playing the game. It was just so much fun. For someone like me, I feel like I have some musical ability, but I don't really like practicing. So it was kind of cool to to be good at it and like actually feel like you were playing the guitar or drumming or singing or whatever the case is. Uh, Even though it was really simple, you hit four notes, you hit five keys on the guitar, like it wasn't very complicated, but it actually felt like you were part of the band, like part of a band. Like when you were clicking and everyone was going and everyone had their star power going, it was awesome. It was like singing your favorite song, everyone's singing along with you. It was just a ton of fun. I probably put over 1,000 hours into Rock Band 2. Um, the downloadable content was amazing with every week more songs and more songs and more songs. I mean, it's kind of incredible that they're still putting out DLC for it. So there are rumors of a new Rock Band coming out, and I could not be happier. Like that would be absolutely incredible if they made another Rock Band. If they made a Rock Band 4 for the Xbox and the PlayStation, I will buy that day one. I will buy new instruments. I don't care. I will buy it. I will pay whatever price you want for Rock Band.
Yes, I remember the first time I played Guitar Hero. It was Guitar Hero 2. So it's Rock Band, but I mean they're pretty much the same thing. Guitar Hero 2, when I was at a tournament for my number 2 game on my list, I won't say it yet. I was at a tournament playing this game, and while we were waiting, because we had to pay to play the tournament, it was at like Toxicity or something in Greenwood. It was like a come and play games on, projecting screens and stuff like that. But Rock Band 2 was over there, and I was watching a guy play it, and I was like, this is kind of cool. Can I give it a try? And he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I immediately fell in love. Like, I played DDR a lot. You can make fun of me. I don't care. I played DDR a lot as a teenager. So the rhythm games really, I immediately picked it up, and I could play on medium. I didn't have to start on easy with 3 notes. I went straight to 4. Plus, I just absolutely loved music, so it was pretty easy for me to pick up. But like Tom said, the DLC, oh my God, the DLC, how much DLC there actually was just...
Too much money on that.
I think I looked at my 360 before I got rid of it when I got my Xbox One. I think I had about 40 to 50% of my hard drive was Rock Band DLC.
Oh, yeah,
it was
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to clear space off, I cleared off space, but I never deleted a Rock Band song.
Never. Ever.
Yeah, so you always had it was a great party game, like whenever you're drinking with your friends or doing whatever you're doing. I mean, you had the guitar, the bass, the drums, the singing, which granted the singing was not always anybody's choice unless it was the drunkest person in the room. Then they like to sing. But it was always, the guitar or the bass and then the occasional person that played the drums. But me personally, I never got good with the drums. I don't know about you. But
I got the expert on the drums.
Was that your instrument of choice?
Yeah, if I had to play an instrument, I ended up getting to expert on drums and guitar and bass. I mean, bass and guitar are the same thing.
Bass was like half as easy or whatever.
Yeah, because you just had like bum 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 bum, like easy stuff. But I loved playing the drums. The only problem was so did my best friend. So I ended up actually singing a lot on it. I don't have a great voice. Of course, my grandmother says I do, because
she loves you.
Yeah, my grandma loves me. Suck it. Suck it, all you haters with no grandmas. But yeah, so she always was like, you have such a great voice. I don't think I do, but it was still fun to belt out, your favorite songs, like all the Weezer songs on there.
Yep.
Rock Band 3 that had Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Like, who doesn't love singing that song? Also,
Wayne's World.
Body time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just so much fun to belt out, even if I sucked at singing. Like, everyone's on point, everyone's on rhythm. We ended up me and my friend, his brother, and then his younger sister and brother, they'd kind of switch off, but we all ended up getting close to expert, or were harder expert on it. So, we were actually getting up to like millions of points and things like that. So
it
felt good to actually score a ton of points, and when everyone's clicking and everyone's got 8 times multiplier and I'm singing over here, and it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, see, Rock Band came like post high school for me. I didn't go to college, so it was more of me playing by myself, but never have I felt more like a rock star than when I'm sitting in my living room or standing in my living room playing guitar, headbanging to a song, just going along with it, doing whatever I can. I feel like I'm on stage, the crowd's feeding me, but then then the song's over and I'm like, oh, I'm still here. This sucks.
Right.
Back to reality, right? But
Yeah, that
I,
was it was